What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, you guys have been sending me this story like crazy over the past couple of weeks, and I haven't been ignoring it. Sometimes when I get a lot of these big stories, I try to wait a little bit to see if some more stuff comes out. This story right here, I got to be honest with you, got lost between the cracks. And I do apologize, but I'm doing it now. It's still not too late to get on this story. So we're going to jump into this. But before I do that, at the bottom of your screen, you see my Cash App. That is my Cash App. And I'm doing a donation, funeral donation for Alicia Watts. I will be attending the funeral this week. And to all the guys that have already donated, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We need to rally around each other and support each other. We show a lot of sympathy in the comment section. We need to show support. I'm asking for $1 for each of my members and those who view this, and the case moved them like it moved me. When I get down there, it's going to be an emotional thing. I'm going to help out. Also, hopefully, if they allow me, with some of the funeral proceedings as well. So, I mean, this is not a pleasure trip where I'm going down there. And also, I'm going to be having a lot of good footage for you guys outside of, the funeral. And like I said, I want to take this channel to new heights, travel to some of these places I do stories on, take you guys with me. We're going to go to key sites. Hopefully, we can go to a lot of stuff. And I got a lot of surprises set up for you guys. So if you could, if everybody just donates $1, everything helps. If not, I still understand. I mean, we are who we are, but we need to rally around each other as people in general, especially when those who try to do good in life, bad things befall them. We need to show some sympathy. Now, listen, I'm going to jump in this story. This story right here is sickening to me. And this is the worst of the worst. I can't imagine what any type of parent or family member would go through and is going through right now with this story. Because, this is one of the worst I've ever seen, guys. And you got to hear me on this. Some of you guys have still not seen this. Pictured up here is is Brooklyn Sims. I got my whiteboard. I got to watch my whiteboard. This woman was gunned down in a Pensacola Home Depot. She's 18 years old, guys. Was still in high school. She's a mother. Possibly a sister, and she's somebody's daughter. How did she lose her life? These two miscreants right here. The woman is 50-year-old Sheila Agee. She is the mother of the idiot you're seeing there in his mugshot, 20-year-old Keith Agee. Keith Agee has a relationship with Brooklyn Sims. That is his baby. She's 18. He's 20 years old. In this story, he took her life at her job, shot her right out in the open, took her life, the mother of his child. Here's the kick. His mother put him up to it and gave him exact instructions on how to set her up. And she was a part of the setup herself. I'm going to play this video, and it gives you a lot of details that are sad. And when I come back, I'm coming in hot. We're going to break this thing all the way down. You hear me? Check it out.
We begin tonight with a bombshell revelation in the Home Depot shooting that killed an 18-year-old woman Friday. The suspect's mother, Sheila Agee, is now facing charges of principal to first-degree murder.
She was arrested last night shortly after attending a celebration of life for the teenager she is now accused of helping murder. That victim was Brooklyn Sims, and the suspected shooter is Sheila's son, Keith.
The Escambia County Sheriff's Office released text messages between Sheila and Keith. In them, we learned Sheila drove Sims to work that day, and she offers to tell her son where Sims was working. She also appears to egg him on.
The apparent plan was to get Sims in Sheila's car, then when she exits the car, Keith would follow and shoot her. Instead, it seems Keith simply drove to the Home Depot and opened fire there.
Now, it's not clear where Sheila was at the time of the shooting, but it seems she was at the Home Depot there.
Escambia County, Florida Sheriff Chip Simmons says she was seen outside the store after the shooting. Today, we asked him how this case compares to others he's seen.
And I don't know that I'm aware of one that kind of took this particular type of a turn. It's just shocking, and it's sad. Obviously, when you read the text, you see that, is there a way that you could have stopped this? Could you have said, I'm not telling you where we are, or don't do this type of thing? But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
Tonight, we are also hearing from the victim's family.
They are devastated and say they don't understand why Brooklyn was murdered.
I was numb on Friday, and today I have mixed emotions. I'm angry. I'm hurt.
Roxanna Roberson is Brooklyn Sims' cousin. She says the more they learn about the circumstances surrounding Brooklyn's murder, the more outraged they become, especially after reading the text exchange between the accused shooter, Keith Agee, and his mother, Sheila Agee.
And if you look at the text message, she's telling him, make sure that you don't shoot me. And if you don't shoot her, you are a bleeping. It's like she was almost daring her son to take someone else's life. Who does that?
Keith is Brooklyn's ex and the father of their 22-month-old daughter, Casey. Roxanna says Sheila got Brooklyn the job working for a third-party contractor performing inventory at Home Depot. Roxanna says Sheila drove Brooklyn to work and knew exactly what was going to happen to her on Friday.
That is the most sickest thing that you could think of. It was sick and sadistic to me. Like she said, what kind of human can come to a place where your son is accused of taking someone else's child's life, and then to find out that you had a hand in orchestrating it? You gave him the time. You gave him the address. You gave him instructions on basically how to take someone else's child's life. That is the lowest of the low.
Roxanna says Brooklyn hadn't seen Keith since Casey was 2 months old, and Sheila handled all communication and visitation with Casey. Brooklyn's sister tells NBC 15 News she FaceTimed with Brooklyn and Sheila while they were on a work break 2 hours before the shooting. She says everyone was laughing and talking about their weekend plans of taking Casey to the splash pad. Plans the young mother never got to enjoy with her baby girl.
When I think about it, I just think about excellent mother. To be so young and to be such a great mother is just amazing.
Brooklyn's family says she was a senior at Citronelle High School. They have set up a GoFundMe to help with her funeral costs. We've put a link to it on our website, mynbc15.com.
Guys, when I seen that video that I just showed you guys, it's heart-wrenching. Evil comes in all shapes, creeds, colors, and different angles. You look at the world nowadays, just being in your house can't keep you out of danger. And a lot of times, those that are closest to you, that smile in your face, mean you the worst ill will. They do. I was wondering which one of these people I was going to talk about first. I think I'm going to go with the boy first. Keith Agee, 20 years old, got an 18-year-old girlfriend. Well, he was a girlfriend, was his girlfriend at one time. Got a baby. This woman made the ultimate this young lady made the ultimate sacrifice to bring part of you into the world, whether you understood it or not. I talk about this all the time. People die in childbirth. I brought up the situation about the young lady out there in California that lost her life, and the hospital is trying to screw around and act like they didn't have anything to do with it. That woman died miserably. Same thing could have happened to Brooklyn Sims, just trying to bring life into the world. A part of him. Think about that. Baby 2 years old, and now she's gone. This dude is a sucker, and it's a lot of them out there. It's a lot of them out here. For real. This man was ran by his mother. You get a lot of dudes out here. I'm a grown ass man and all this other stuff. But as soon as something happened, they run to their mom. I guarantee you, and I'm not trying to jump into her already, she was all up in their business. All up in it. He's a puppet. She pulling the string. What, you helped him hump on her too? Ridiculous. At what point do you let go? As a boy, that already shows right there he had a lot of feminine traits. That's why he acted out like that. And there's a lot of young kids like that. Not all, but it's a lot of them out here. We see it all the time. You love somebody one day, next day, you want to shoot them in the face or kill them. Period. No concept of love or anything. I wonder if his father was even in his life. Because if he had any type of nurturing father and type traits in him or any type of common sense, I'm not going to hurt the woman that has my child because my child will suffer. Regardless of what you hear and what different narratives they pushing nowadays, a baby, regardless of the age, needs mother and father. Hell, it needed mother and father to create the baby, right? The hard work come after the baby take his first breath and start moving forward in the world. It's a responsibility of you and her to put that baby in the best possible situation for growth. So when she put her footprint down on this planet, it means something and it's deep enough for somebody else to follow. But hell, you don't know that because your damn mother never did the same for you. Look at him in his mugshot, y'all. Look at him. Up there looking tough. And the thing that's messed up, both of them are arrested. She'll have it way easier than him. They might ostracize her in a female prison and not deal with her. But over time, she'll adjust. Him, at his age, he better hope it's a lot of them in there like him with the same crime. Because he gonna have problems. And if your mother was running your life and putting batteries in your back to make you do stupid stuff out here, now you can't talk to her. You on your own. You in the wilderness. And trust me, that plantation, the people that are in there getting slaved, they for real. I was there. I was one of them. And I'm telling you, you ain't seen what's coming. Guys, I'm going to tell you something real quick before I jump back in the story. The most violent things I've ever seen that I can't even speak of, I've seen in prison. You'll never know how violent men are when they're around a bunch of men. There are no women and respect is on the line. I've seen people do some of the most heinous things that would make the evening news and nothing happened to them. Ain't no protection in jail. Guards don't help you. Inmates damn sure ain't gonna help you. And a lot of these young kids running right in there. You only get the street cred when you get out, if you make it out. Now back to the story. This dude is a simp with a capital S, a simp. In Mobile, Alabama, just recently, before he committed this heinous act, he had a battery charge, domestic violence charge on a girl out there. That already tells you his mindset. He looks at women a certain way. They serve a certain purpose for him. And that's it. No love in his heart. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's directing these younger males nowadays, but man, they need to cut this out. For real, we need to go in another direction. That's why on my channel, I call out the BS nobody else will call out. It's an elephant in the room. And you can't tell me you don't fucking see it. Let's go to the mom. Guys, they said she was in the car, right? And was talking to the girl. What's your plans for the weekend? Oh, I'm going to take the baby to splash. She going to have so much fun. And then you sitting there smiling in her face. All the while praying for a downfall like the Biggie song. Praying for a downfall. And then you set it up like you was a spotter for a sniper. Asked her all kind of questions in the car. And guys, we're going to keep it real. We know what happened. What department you working in? Because I used to work at Home Depot. I know how they are. What department you work in? What you doing is? Oh, girl, I don't want to do this job or miss such and such or whatever. See, she was older. She used a lot of that wisdom in an evil way to get the right kind of answers out for the wrong questions to where she could set her up. Then I'm going to tell you how stupid this boy is. Did you see those text messages? Yeah, shoot her when she get out the car, but just don't hit me. What kind of mother or woman does that to another woman? You killed the mother of your grandchild. Think about that. You killed the mother of your grandchild. And part of me thinks, you know what the ultimate goal was? I think she wanted that kid. I think she wanted that kid. We'll kill off Miss Brooklyn Sims, and then we'll raise the baby. Luckily, they both got caught because this perpetual evil and this virus that's spreading through a lot of us would have kept going. That woman did not care about that child, her son. A lot of times they get happy and dance at the graduation because they're glad they're 18 because they think their work is done. All the while they planted the seed. And this motherfucker right here is a weak ass Venus flytrap preying on others. Cowardly. Cowardly. You killed the mother of your child. So who was going to take the place of teaching her how to be a young woman going through the motions? You? No, your mom. Guys, I think the mother wanted the situation where she had got that baby. See, because you look at it, she's 50 years old. She not in the game no more. She not. But she lived vicariously through her son, and she pulled the strings to try to manipulate this girl. And if you look at Brooklyn, you can see she's a regular girl. You see her walking up to the car smiling? She was a happy person. Pretty too. He never saw it. But the mom kept her hands on his eyes and made sure he didn't see it. Now, I heard some people say something about an STD or whatever, this and that. I don't think he caught it from her. I don't. Because he was out there. You beating up chicks and you all out in the street and stuff like that. Guys like that, they seek a lot of validation through conquering women. She would have been just another notch on his belt hadn't she came up pregnant. This is the worst type of human being. A clown, a poser, and a mama's boy. That's weak. Can't get nowhere if your mama run your life. You a man. And that say a lot about her. I guarantee you she ain't got no man. And if she do, she running. A lot of times you get these women like this that are hateful. Brooklyn Sims, pretty. Sun's still rising on her time. Her, you could tell she used to be attractive. Sun's going down. It ain't her time no more. A lot of times, these women ain't nobody good enough for my son. Why? Because you want your own son. That's what it is, low key. And they sound crazy, but I mean, let's call it out. You got a lot of sons that are like husbands to their mother. If you don't kill her, then you a bitch. So what is he? One of the homies off the block now? That's what y'all is? You on that level where you talking to your son and telling him to kill somebody that he once cared about and has a baby by? Part of that baby is you. Your bloodline run through the baby. That show that you hate yourself, man. And you hate your son because you put him in imminent danger. I talk about this all the time. Young people, don't let them get you in that prison system, that jail system. They make money and it's a play out for you. They sit back. Yeah, you want to talk in the street about how tough you were and go in there and kill each other and fight. We got you in here now. We making $30,000, $40,000, sometimes more a year just holding you in jail because we get funded. So while you in there making pennies on a dollar and listening to rap music and all, watching BET and Telemundo and whatever else they be showing in there, drinking your little coffee, being overpriced on commissary and stuff, there's somebody else laughing at your dumb ass like they laughed at me. Prison is one of the worst things I ever went through, but it was one of the best things because I learned from it. I learned from it. I learned a lot of positive things. I learned how men act when they ain't never had no father, why fathers are important, and that it's a lot of people in there with a lot of potential that could help change humanity for the better. But they're sitting in there rotten because they was tricked into believing and running down the wrong road. And that's sad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just don't like stuff like this. I mean, I do all these stories and like people get killed, and it's like a lot of these people are beautiful people. Beautiful people. And all they needed was a chance by somebody that was worth it. This woman ain't shit. And I'm not defending the son, but I mean, you had a lot to do with how he came up and his makeup. You had a lot to do with that. You sat in the car and talked to this woman like everything was cool, knowing that she has your granddaughter and loves your granddaughter, and you tried to take that away from her, ultimately taking your freedom and your son's freedom because you didn't care about nobody but yourself. How are you 50 years old and ain't got common fucking sense? Think about that. It's a lot of just misguidance with youth coming up to where wrong is right and right is wrong. For her to say that, I mean, I would love to sit and talk to him on a level of just talking about normal stuff and see where his mindset is. I think he got the mindset of a child because she ran him. She ran him, never let him get out and expand. You know he do gunplay and you allowed this? You put batteries in his back? You were supportive of this? He thugging in the street? Evidently you was too, through him. You testing this gangster, giving them a TOH, a test of heart. If you don't do it, you're a bitch. And he like an idiot. Yes, mama. Stupid shit. Then how stupid he is. Look how dumb his ass is. He drives up there, not following the plan, goes in there, shoots her and shoots two other people that tried to get away. You blasted her like this was a mafia hit in public. What message were you trying to prove besides you being a dumbass that's run by your fucking mother? She went to the celebration of life thing, whether it was a vigil. She's standing there. Everybody know that your son did that. See how she separated herself from that? Because she wanted to know what they knew and if she was accomplice. She set her son up for the kill. Went there. I'm sorry, my condolences and this and that. Listen, if I was there and I knew that she did have something to do with this, she wouldn't have made it 10 feet away from me. I'd have punched her mixed ass so hard she'd have turned into every race that's inside of her that gives her genetic makeup. I'd have punched her, she'd have turned into 3 people and all landed on the ground like, ow. Yo. And I'm not into hitting women. I want you to hear me. But this ain't no woman. Sometimes monsters come out and they wear wigs. She's one of them. She's one of them. What kind of woman would do that to another woman? What type of mother with an older child that has went through tribulations, ups and downs, and how important it is to have a mother in a child's life would do that to a woman with a daughter, her granddaughter? Answer me that. Answer me. We got serious fucking problems that need to be addressed. And there are many more like this out here. Everybody can't be saved. We seeing that now. Innocent people just getting attacked. People killing the damn babies or letting some simp come in and kill the babies because they don't feel like being a parent no more. She's sitting up in there with them. I'm sorry. They probably said a prayer. She had her head down and had her eyes up, peeking around looking. God ain't got nothing to do with that devilishment you did. Don't. This is so hurtful because this could have been anybody. I have one daughter, 7 years old, right? Say she got turn 18 and something like this, God forbid it happens to me or anybody out there listening. Do you have any idea how I would feel or how you would feel? Because every time I look at my little girl, even though she's getting bigger, I still see her as that cute 2-year-old little girl that used to stand at my knees and jump up and down with a pacifier in her mouth and smile and slob all over the damn place. I will always see that. How come he didn't see that with his daughter and say, you know what, she's happy, even though I'm not? I'm the problem, not her. You run around here fighting on women. History of violence. We go through this a lot. A lot of these stories is a history of violence. And never say something's wrong with you. Let me tell you something. As a man, you're a strong version of the species, strength-wise. If you got to put your hands on a woman, you don't need her. And once you punch her and fight on her, things will never be the same. The relationship's ruined. If she stayed with you, it's from fear or she plotting to kill you. Think about that. This woman ain't shit. This simp definitely ain't shit. That stupid ass sitting up in there like that, get the shit smacked out of you. Taste smacked right out of your mouth. That scares nobody up there in the plantation. And they'll show you when you go up in there, running your fucking mouth. You're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. When them young kids go in there nowadays, all they do is fight each other. The older people just sit there and look and watch. Look and watch, because they already been through it. And when them young boys come in there and they think it's sweet, they try to act like it's the block and run around and terrorize people. And they get a day of reckoning when they mess with them older people. And them older people set the record straight. And most of the time, it's leaving in a body bag. They're not going to play with you. And ain't nobody going to help you. And a lot of times, these kids out here now running around with guns and all of this stuff and fighting and shooting and stuff like that. That's different than being around a killer that'll kill you with his bare hands. Ain't no guns in jail. I seen a guy get punched in the face one time when I was in prison, and a guy fell on the ground and started acting like he was shooting a gun. Somebody said out of the crowd, ain't no guns in jail, and everybody bust out laughing. That's the sum total of him being offensive. No fight game. And the dude just mollywopped him. All in all, man, it's a baby out here. Family hurt. This woman sat amongst them like she was a friend, was the enemy the whole time. To both Brooklyn Sims and Keith Agee, her son. How foul is that? Leave me a comment, man. Tell me what y'all think. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can leave a donation if you want. It'd be appreciated. Money does not go to me. It goes to the family and activities out there that they're trying to do for Alicia Watts. Like I said, we show a lot of concern in the comment sections and sympathy. Let's show some support. Just a simple $1 a do. Thank you, and I'll talk to you in the next video.